Hi everyone, this is Samir from the CERF Secretariat here in New York. It's about 2:15 p.m. on Thursday, and it should be Friday morning in Nairobi. So, as Lizzie mentioned, I am going to provide you, Teams 1 and Team number 2, with some real feedback on your simulated CERF project proposals and budget. And I'm really excited that you had a chance to go through the project proposal and the budget and do it in a simulated emergency, because that's great experience that a lot of people don't have. So we're going to go team by team, and we'll look at the strengths, the weaknesses, and see whether or not the project would have been approved by our boss. The person who ultimately signs is the OCHA-USG, the ERC. Now, a little bit of context. For those of you who don't know, the Central Emergency Response Fund, CERF, is the UN's Global Humanitarian Response Fund. So we manage, as a secretary, about $500 million in grants per year, and our job is to provide those grants to UN agencies responding to emergencies. We're about to provide an allocation for Afghanistan in response to the earthquake. We've responded to conflict in the Ukraine, typhoons, hurricanes, natural disaster, drought in Eritrea. So it's a really flexible fund that funds a lot of humanitarian responses. Now, a little bit about FAO and the CERF. Now, FAO has been a recipient, I think, from the start, and out of the $7 or so billion that CERF has provided to UN agencies since 2006, back when it was started, FAO has received about $637 million, making it the number 5 recipient all time for CERF. Now, 2022, FAO is also a top recipient with over $40 million received from CERF. So there's real money on the line. So what you're working on, what you're practicing on, can really be put to use in a humanitarian emergency where there is a CERF response. Okay. Why don't we get to the feedback? So, team number 1, raise your hands. I'm just kidding, I can't see you. Team number 1, we're gonna look at your project proposal and project budget. So, let's see, the project proposal, overall, it was good. There was a nice project summary. It's clear that it's a food and cash project. The log frame was strong, and the beneficiaries table was complete for the most part, and then the implementation and coordination arrangement section was clear. So I think there were a lot of strengths in the project proposal. Now, a little bit of what could be improved. The project beneficiary table, you need a little bit of a breakdown. CERF, we're always reporting our information in terms of money, in terms of people targeted, people reached, broken down by gender, by different categories. So here it would be important to say men, women, boys, and girls. But otherwise, it's quite complete. I'm gonna move to the project budget. So team number 1, a very complete budget. And that in itself is very good. You'd be surprised how many project budgets are incomplete, or they don't include a description of the unit. The calculations are off, but that's why we use an Excel file, and that helps avoid that. But nonetheless, we still get errors. So good job on the completeness. Another strength is that the staff costs and the overhead costs are within what CERF generally funds. CERF, as a rule of thumb, doesn't fund more than 10% for staff, and it asks for general overhead costs to be kept low. So 778,500 out of the 1 million went to supplies, commodities, materials, cash to beneficiaries. Now, one thing that I think could be improved, and this might have been me not understanding where the costs are, but it was a little difficult to understand where the animal feed is in the budget. The animal feed might be under category F with partners, but normally we see kind of the feed that's procured by an agency right under supply. So that'd be just one area to clear up the next time someone writes it. So team number 1, well done. I'm going to say overall a B+ out of as a grade for team number 1.